if the stories we tell our children about great floods and fire falling from the sky are not mere metaphors, but terrifyingly accurate historical reports? Imagine for a moment that the myths of ancient cataclysms aren't just folklore, but chilling prophecies passed down from a forgotten era of human history, or perhaps from somewhere even further away. For millennia, humanity has whispered tales of world-ending events. But what if these weren't just legends, but a stark, repetitive message? Imagine discovering that megalithic structures and ancient scrolls contain precise astronomical data and geological foresight, hinting at a cyclical doom. We are about to explore if humanity's oldest legends are actually alien alerts, predicting recurring global disasters. Could we be trapped in a cosmic cycle of catastrophe, repeatedly warned by intelligences not from this world? To understand where we are going, we must first look at where we have been. Mainstream history tells us that civilization began roughly 6,000 years ago in the fertile plains of Mesopotamia. But the stones of our planet tell a much older, much darker story. Geological evidence now points to a massive global disruption approximately 12,800 years ago, an event known as the Younger Dryas. During this period, the Earth's temperature plummeted, megafauna went extinct, and sea levels fluctuated wildly. This wasn't a slow transition, it was a sudden, violent upheaval. Scientific data suggests a fragmented comet struck the North American ice sheets, sparking global wildfires and massive flooding. But here is the mystery. Why do cultures across the globe, from the Maya to the Egyptians to the Sumerians, all speak of a golden age that existed before a great destruction? And more importantly, how did they know it was coming? When we examine the megalithic sites scattered across our globe, we see more than just impressive engineering. We see a sophisticated understanding of the stars. Take Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey. Built over 11,000 years ago, it predates Stonehenge by 6 millennia, yet its pillars are carved with intricate zodiacal symbols that some researchers believe track the path of comets and the precession of the equinoxes. This level of astronomical precision shouldn't have existed among hunter-gatherers. It suggests a transfer of knowledge, a warning in stone. Was this site a terrestrial observatory designed to track the very celestial bodies that brought about the end of the previous world? If so, who provided the blueprints for such a complex task? The concept of off-world observers is often dismissed as science fiction, but the ancient texts say otherwise. In the Sumerian king list, kingship is described as lowered from heaven. In the Indian Vedas, the Vimanas, flying machines, descended during times of great cosmic shifts. These gods were often described not as creators, but teachers or watchers. If an advanced civilization, whether terrestrial or extraterrestrial, observed the Earth's position within the debris trail of our solar system, they would recognize that our planet passes through dangerous zones at regular intervals. They would see the cycle. And if they wanted to ensure humanity survived, they would need to encode that warning in a format that could survive thousands of years: stone and myth. Consider the Great Flood. It is the most universal story in human history. From the Epic of Gilgamesh to the biblical Noah, the narrative is the same. A warning is given by a divine source, a vessel is built, and a remnant of life is saved. In the Sumerian version, the god Enki defies the rest of the pantheon to warn the hero Ziusudra of the coming deluge. Why would a god care about a single human life, unless that god was an observer who viewed humanity as a project worth preserving? These warnings often come with specific instructions, mathematical ratios, and astronomical alignments. The dimensions of the Great Pyramid of Giza, for instance, are a mathematical scale model of the Earth itself. It is positioned with such accuracy to true north that it rivals modern GPS. This isn't just a tomb, it is a repository of planetary data. Is it possible that these structures were built as beacons or bunkers, or perhaps they were time capsules designed to be decoded only when humanity reached a certain level of technological maturity? If the catastrophes are cyclical, occurring roughly every 12,000 years, then we are currently entering the window for the next major event. The myths tell us that the world has been destroyed and rebuilt multiple times. The Aztecs believe we are living in the fifth sun, with 4 previous worlds destroyed by tigers, wind, fire, and water. Each time, a deity intervened to restart the clock. This cyclical catastrophism suggests that the Earth is not a safe, stable rock, but a target in a cosmic shooting gallery. The evidence for this knowledge transfer is hidden in plain sight. We see it in the alignment of the Sphinx with the constellation Leo during the age of 10,500 BC. We see it in the precision of the Hopi prophecies and the Mayan long count calendar. These ancient peoples were obsessed with time because they knew time was running out. They weren't worshiping the sun, they were monitoring it. They weren't afraid of the dark, they were afraid of what the dark sky would bring. The myths were a survival manual, a desperate plea to future generations. Watch the stars, remember the cycle, prepare. As we look at our modern world, we see a civilization that has forgotten its past. We rely on digital records that can be erased in a single solar flare. We build cities on coastlines that were once hundreds of feet underwater. We have ignored the warnings carved in granite and limestone. But the observers, whoever they are, may still be watching. The recurring sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena near nuclear sites and during natural disasters suggest a continued interest in our planetary welfare. Are they waiting to see if we finally decode the message, or are they preparing to intervene once again when the cycle completes? The realization that our ancestors might have been in contact with off-world intelligences changes everything. It means we are not the first advanced civilization to walk this earth, and we might not be the last. The myths of the past are the science of the future. By merging archaeology with astronomy and modern physics, we can begin to see the pattern. The Younger Dryas, the end of the last ice age, the sudden rise of civilization, these are all pieces of a giant cosmic puzzle, and the puzzle points to a single, inescapable conclusion. We are part of a larger, interconnected universe where planetary survival depends on celestial awareness. In summary, we have traveled from the scarred landscapes of the Younger Dryas to the high-tech precision of Göbekli Tepe and the pyramids. We have questioned the origins of ancient knowledge and the true identity of the gods who delivered it. The evidence suggests that our history is not a straight line of progress, but a circle of rise and fall. These cyclical catastrophes were predicted, and we were warned. The ancient myths aren't just stories to entertain us, they are a legacy of survival encoded by those who saw the end before it happened. As we stand at the edge of a new era, we must ask ourselves, are we ready to listen? The signs are all around us, from the shifting of our magnetic poles to the increasing activity of our sun. The Watchers left us the keys to the kingdom, but we must be the ones to turn the lock. We invite you to look at the stars tonight, not just with wonder, but with a sense of history. What will our legacy be? Will we be the generation that finally understands the warning, or will we become another myth for the next civilization to discover? Reflect on the stones, listen to the legends, and stay curious. The truth is out there, waiting to be rediscovered.